Hello, my friends, and welcome to video number 3 in my latest double page mini series. So I showed you the layout template or digital template that I am following and using kind of a sketch slash inspiration for this layout. So I really liked how the photos were all kind of aligned but overlapping in the center, and that's kind of what I wanted to try for this particular set of photos. However, it just didn't work out. I don't know. Maybe I just forgot the way it was designed or something, but it will not overlap. That's what I kind of am a little sad that it didn't work out. But I still managed to put a lot of photos in there, so I'm happy with that. What happened, or what I ended up doing, is that all of the vertical photos just end up going all across the center, and then those horizontal photos will go on the top and bottom of the photos. Now, I have a lot more photos than I had wanted, but it's okay. I mean, I don't really need all of the photos to tell my story, but I will end up with these sets of photos right here. I think I'm going to cut one of this off and then switch it off with one of the vertical photos. But other than that, it will stay like this. I'm needing one horizontal photo or extra horizontal photo. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to use that space as a title block. And I really wanted to use this cut apart piece of paper as well. But I noticed that a lot of the items that would have been cute to use were all horizontal and we're all vertical, and I am needing a horizontal item. So I'm just going to use this candle, and that's going to be my title block. And then I also kind of wanted to add a little bit more color to it because it's just white, so I am going to mat that with another 3x4 photo. So if you're new to my channel or you're new to the series, this is my latest scrapbook mini series. I try to do this every other month. And what I'm doing here is I'm doing some double page layouts with a layout digital template as my main image inspiration or sketch. I like the formats of this particular template, and so that's what I'm going for. And but I am noticing, this is page number 3. What I'm noticing with these templates is that they're nice, but the problem that I have here is because they are kind of, the focus is the photos and not on the papers. So like other sketches, you have the pattern papers already kind of added in mind, so you know that it will blend well with certain pattern papers as a background or as an addition to the page. But with these templates, the focus is the photos, and so you don't really know how it's going to look against a busy background or with some pattern paper. So that's kind of what I'm finding that's kind of hard to combine, is pattern papers with this particular template. So like page number 2 was that I'd wanted to do like a kind of triangle pattern paper background, but it didn't really, like, I deviated for the sketch a lot because of my need to add pattern paper. If that makes any sense. So that is one thing that I am noticing here, but that's totally fine. I feel like sketches, whether it's a digital template or an actual sketch, always should be just kind of a jumping point, and then everything, like your personal style or anything else that you want to add there, could be added. It's just a jumping point. So I'm not too worried about that. But if you are kind of looking at my initial inspiration and saying, well, that's her page is totally nothing like it, you are absolutely right about that. And so I decided that these blocks of photos needed to have some kind of border between the pattern paper strips and then also the photos. So because I am using yellow to frame my title block, I decided to use some yellow scraps to also add as my border. And I will be adding another scallop border to the left side. I'm just showing you that that's kind of how it's going to look. And then I'm going to move on with some other things that I had kind of wanted to add. I actually initially wanted to do some circles with those 3 dots, kind of like that paw print that I have on my cake. But I actually ended up just doing circles. For some reason, I just felt like the simple circle would be much better. Now I have some scraps of vellum and I thought I would use that one with, I was initially using the other piece of vellum to make an envelope that didn't quite work out. And so I was going to cut my circles from that, but it had some lines, perforations from when I was wanting to make it as an envelope, but it just didn't look good. So I am just working with a cleaner piece of vellum this time around, and I will be cutting 3 pieces of this just because I wanted to use it as my visual triangle. Now the yellow piece could have been my visual triangle, but I will be adding some yellow to the left page, so that will not be quite 3. And I just pulled out 1 piece of pattern paper, but it was double-sided, so I was able to use the side of the panda for the 2 main blocks and then the dotted one for the 2 smaller blocks. But then I felt like that yellow piece needed something to go with it, and so I rummaged through my scraps and found some bluish stripe of paper or strip of paper, and I cut that into 1/4-inch strips, and that will go on top of my yellow border. So these are, of course, birthday photos, and these are photos of when my little guy turned 4. These are actually just pictures of him opening up his presents, and then the cake, and then him blowing the candles. It does not include the photos of us actually going out for his birthday activity, and that was because I didn't bring my big camera when we left. So those photos was taken with my phone, and that's yet to be printed off, but that's totally fine. I can make another layout with the photos from that particular grouping. But these ones I just wanted to document because they are from my big camera, and they represent some parts of the festivities, so I wanted to document that. And he's now 5, he's going to be 6 actually in August, but so these ones were taken in 2018. But I just can't believe how fast time flies. I could still remember when he was still a baby, and actually I could still remember the time when he wasn't part of our family. So it's kind of interesting. But I really love the design of the digital template. I think I'm going to try to do that again if I have just vertical photos. Actually, if you think about it, you can also do this with horizontal photos if you have all of them horizontal, and then you can just layer them up like a 4x6. But I think in the digital template, I think they are more 3x5 or maybe 4x5, something skinnier. But I really like how they overlap in the center, and so I'm going to try to do that, try to recreate that again sometime. Now, I like a border around my cardstock, and so I made sure that when I had laid adhered all of my papers and my photos, that I did leave a room on the top right and bottom edges of the cardstock, and so I'm just trimming off the excess of it. And then I'm adding my vellum. Now the vellum piece, of course, if I add it, it's going to show a little bit of the adhesive, but I'm totally fine with that because I am planning on putting some items or some embellishments over that, so I will be covering up the adhesive part of it. And so I decided to tuck that kind of triangle piece just over there, and that will be my visual triangle. Now the circles, they don't really, like, you don't really see them, but I feel like they're a good foundation for my clusters, and they add just that subtle, like piece that could make the clusters stand out against the background. I'm sorry, I just woke up and I wanted to do this voiceover and my brain is not working this morning, but it's okay. We'll just push through it. So I am adding some fun foam to the back of this piece because I wanted that to stand out since that is the title block. And I hope that you guys are liking these videos. If you're new to my channel, I try to create a scrapbook layout mini series every other month, and this time around I am doing a double page mini series. I do have a lot more double page mini series that I've done in the past, and make sure that you check out the playlist that I have in my YouTube channel for that. And then just a note, so I pulled out some 12 by 12 cardstock sticker sheets for this, and so the pattern paper, the pan that I have a matching sticker sheet for that, and that's this one right here in Photo Play. And that was something, the reason why I wanted to use that panda, because I knew that I had a sticker sheet for it. And so that's basically where I am going to grab most of my elements that I'm going to be using to cluster for the circles. And I really had fun doing the clusters here. It was so fun because they matched that paper and they're all birthdays, and they just added that little touch of festivity to the layout, and so I just had a lot of fun with it. And I'm at the point in my stash busting now where I'm not really too concerned if I'm going to run out of items, so I did go a little overboard with the stickers, although I didn't finish all of the stickers in this sheet. I wish I was able to, but I guess that's for another challenge. But anyway, so that's my layout for today. If you have any questions, make sure that you leave that in the comment section below. There will be some still shots and close-ups of the layout coming after. And if you like these videos, please consider giving it a thumbs up and subscribing. And I will catch you guys in the next video. Bye.